Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Adam and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the Festival Meal. If you're new around here, we cover all things festivals, with it all starting and stemming from Reading and Leeds. So, Reading and Leeds have announced their second wave of artists and we are going to be running through it. It came out this morning. It was all a bit confusing because Greg James announced 5 acts and then they said more going to be announced at 6 PM, but then Reading and Leeds tweeted saying it's coming soon. So anyway, it's out now. We've got 70 plus new additions. We didn't actually react to the original lineup, which is criminal for us, really. It's probably my fault. I was probably really busy and then time got on and we just never did it. So I did record a video about a month ago reacting to it, and then I thought, you know what, no, because we're not going to be far off new names and we're going to react to that then. So what I'm going to be doing is running through my opinions on the first announcement, basically the headliners and sub-headliners, and then we'll run through today's announcement. So let's just go on the Friday. So we've got Sam Fender, Loyal Kana, Wet Leg, Foals, Bicep, Trippy Red. Foals and Sam Fender are brilliant headliners. Whether there's debate whether they should be the other way around, and I think that's justified, but I think they're going to be great headliners. I think they're both very Reading and Leeds acts, and I don't really have any problems with those as headliners. Sam Fender, I think, and I'll always stick by this, I think he shouldn't have done it this year. I think he should have had a year off, or at least just done his St James's gig, which we are going to, by the way. He should have just done his St James's gig, use that as like a big exclusivity thing, and then when it comes around to either next year or the year after, then boom, he's headlining Reading, or boom, he's headlining Glastonbury. That's what I think he should have done. Instead, it looks as though he's headlining Reading this year, and then Glastonbury will snap him up in a couple of years' time as the headliner. But there's no doubt he was always going to be a future Reading and Leeds headliner, something that Jack Webb always stood by. And Foals as well, a brilliant act. They haven't been at the festival for a long time, so that's going to be great to see them. And I think they'll be really cool to do that sort of finishing set on the main stage west. So yeah, I don't really have any problems with that. Going on to the sub-headliners, we've got Loyal Kana and Wet Leg. Now, Loyal Kana is fantastic. I do think he probably should have done a special guest slot rather than being the main headliner of the day, a sub-headliner of the day. But he's just sold out a little tour, and I say little, it's a big tour, but he's just sold out a tour and he was really popular. And Wet Leg are the ones that got a little bit of controversy. People weren't quite sure how to feel, but I don't really mind Wet Leg. I don't really mind that they're there. They were always going to sub-headline. They were never going to come to the festival and be anything lower because they're huge. So I kind of get it. Bicep Live and Trippy Red. Bicep Live, great to have a DJ act. I really enjoy DJs at the festival ever since Disclosure, especially on the main stage. I think they can make normally a really good show. So Bicep Live's a cool addition. And Trippy Red, I'd rather him not be there, but that's just not my type of music. Some people who like that sort of music apparently love him, apparently he's great, but for me, that's a bit snoozy. What I am just going to do, I'm just going to go day by day actually. So You Me at 6 were in the last announcement. Seagulls and Frank Turner were added today, as well as Mimi Webb, and that's it, I think, for the main stage. So some cool additions. Seagulls are fantastic at every festival. Mimi Webb, so popular at the moment, and she's actually dubbed as the biggest non-sub-headliner, so that's probably quite a big booking for Reading and Leeds. Yard Act, I'm not a huge fan of Yard Act, but I know they've got a big cult following. You Me at 6 and Frank Turner as well. I don't know loads about them, but I'm sure they'll be popular. I'm not actually going to go too deeply into all the little names because I actually think it's take them or leave them. I think, you know, Sub-Focus back to back with Dimension is cool, and like HeadX is a cool DJ. Palau Royale, I don't know how that's pronounced, but Jack Webb's done a WTF on them, so go check that out if you want to find out more about them. Yonika's brilliant at most of the festival, at the festival most years. A lot of names on Festival Republic I don't know, and a lot of One Extra names I don't know. DJ Target and Meek, because I've heard of, but that's as far as it goes for that. I do think the main, after today's announcement, I do think that the main stage undercard, like not the sub-headliners, but the main stage undercard is strong. I think the undercard, I think the sub-headliners across the whole festival are pretty poor. That's my opinion. I love the sub-headliners. I think they can be some of the best acts, but this year, for me, they're not fantastic. But a strong day, a decent day. Moving on to the Saturday, we've got the Killers and Lewis Capaldi. We've got Central C, Nothing But Thieves, Inhaler, Holly Humberston and Baby Queen. And we've got Slow Tie, Chase Atlantic, Easy Life, Arlo Parks, Jamie Webster. Now for me, this is really strong for the main acts that they announced today, the main stage acts. MK and LF System on the dance stage, which is called Young Lean on the Festival Republic stage with Kenny Hoopla. and I've actually never heard of any other One Extra stage, which is a bit mad. But yeah, the Killers and Lewis Capaldi. Now the Killers, I was torn at the start. This was the day that I really didn't like. But the more and more I'm hearing about the Killers and about what they're like live, the more I'm looking forward to them. I'm sure they'll put on a fantastic show. But for me, this Saturday is the day where I'm not that thrilled about. And Lewis Capaldi as well, for my opinion, should never be booked for Reading and Leeds. Should never be the headliner. Is a pop act at the end of the day, and I think by booking Lewis Capaldi, it shows that they don't really care which way they go, and they're just going to go for anything that's popular. And I think it's just going to get more and more pop and expanded as the years go on. So I think this year is really pivotal in the fact that they've booked who they want. Reading and Leeds have booked what's popular, and people expected more at the end of the day. But no, the Killers, I'm sure will be brilliant. Lewis Capaldi, I'm sure will be decent. Central C, Nothing But Thieves, Slow Tie and Chase Atlantic. For them, for all of that, I've seen Nothing But Thieves, they're brilliant live. But for all four of those, in my opinion, I couldn't care if I never saw them in my life. Central C, I don't know what he's doing there, but I know he's very popular. I don't mind him actually, but I don't think he should be the main sub-headliner, that's my opinion. Slow Tie, I know puts on a good show and I know is very popular. I didn't actually see him in 2021, so I'm quite looking forward to seeing Slow Tie. And Chase Atlantic, I dubbed to be at the festival ever since they were booked for All London. That was one of our big predictions that year in 2021, but never was to be, so Chase Atlantic is here this year and a lot of people like them. Inhaler, Holly Humberston and Baby Queen, really strong. Inhaler could have been a sub-headliner easily. I think Holly Humberston probably could as well. Two really great acts, and Baby Queen I don't know lots about, but I want to say I've seen her, but I don't know where, I don't know when. I feel like I have seen her, but I'm not sure. Easy Life, Arlo Park, Jamie Webster, again, really strong. See, I like that. I like Easy Life. I love that they're booked and not a sub-headliner. Arlo Park's really popular and a cool booking. I think she'll be fantastic. And Jamie Webster, growing ever so popular, and will eventually probably be a sub-headliner at the festival one day. But no, I really like that main stage, and I think that's kind of, in a way, saved the day. At the face of it, the headliners, sub-headliners on that day is really weak. Apart from the Killers, obviously they're just huge, but even for some people they won't be that popular. MK, LF System, Sammy Vergi, whatever you pronounce it, heard of all of them. Young Lean, Sleep Token, Kenny Hoopla, decent for the Festival Republic stage. And Clavish, I've never heard of. Nipper, Kenny All-Star I've heard of, but that's it on the One Extra stage. So yeah, I think I want to maybe say it's the weakest day. Actually, in fact, I'm going to say that's the weakest day for me. Now we go on to the Sunday. So we've got Billie Eilish, Steve Lacy, Declan McKenna, Rina Sawayama, Bakar, Muna, The Amazons, Imagine Dragons, Becky Hill, Little TJ, Don Broco, The Snuts and Hot Milk. So Billie Eilish for me is the booking of the festival. I think she's a huge cop for Reading and Leeds, and I think for me is by far the biggest artist on this lineup, and is probably the most deserving of that Sunday evening slot, and probably one of the acts I'm most looking forward to. I think she's going to put on a hell of a show. I think it's going to be very busy that day, and it gives you a reason to stay to the very end on the Sunday, which sure is nice at Reading. Steve Lacy, Declan McKenna. Steve Lacy again, dubbed as the main sub-headliner. I find that unbelievable, but very popular. I didn't know loads about him, obviously big on like TikTok and that sort of thing. Declan McKenna, great booking, always going to be a sub-headliner after his 2021 set. At 2021, I think he was like the one before the sub-headliner, so if he was ever going to be back, he was always going to be a sub-headliner and always puts on a show. He's a bit odd, he's a bit wild, but him and Sam Fender are very similar in that sort of indie music sort of way. Becky Hill, brilliant booking. Love Becky Hill. She was fantastic at 2021 and definitely deserves that sub-headliner slot. And Little TJ, I don't know loads about that American rapper, one of the ones that you keep an eye out because they might drop out. I hate to say that, but a lot of people do drop out, and it's often American rappers. Rina Sawayama, Bakar, Muna, The Amazons, really strong actually. I like that a lot. Rina Sawayama, very popular. I want to listen to a bit more of her before the lineup comes around because I don't know loads. Bakar, that for me is the booking of this second announcement. Bakar on the main stage. I really wanted to see him last year, and then went on his tour, couldn't get anywhere on his tour, so just really wanted to see him ever since then. And the tent was so packed I couldn't see him. He's going to be on the main stage, going to be able to finally see him, and Bakar for me, for that second announcement, a brilliant booking. Muna was in the first announcement. The Amazons, so low down. Ruben said that. Second artist on the lineup. The Amazons is a bit mad that low down, but they're going to be brilliant, and definitely listen out for the Amazons. Royal Blood could be a secret set. I've just thought that. You never know. That could be the sort of size they want their huge secret set to be, so just an idea. Don Broco, the Snuts and Hot Milk. Don Broco on the main stage, really cool. Look forward to seeing them. Actually booked for the festival. They've done 2 secret sets in their time. Really cool to see Broco. The Snuts, Hot Milk, they were in the last announcement, I think. Hot Milk wasn't. Don't know loads about them, but I know they're sort of punky, that sort of a decent band, and I think they're popular. And the Snuts, Hallelujah Moment is my song of this year. Never listened to it when it came out, and it's brilliant. So yeah, I'm happy about that. Andy C, Shy FX, classic, always there. Eliza Rose in there, she's popular. If we go down to the Festival Republic stage, we've got Vistas, Tom Odell on there, Lovejoy is the headliner. And then on the one extra, K-Trap, Lancey Fox or Folks. Saw a few people saying they saved the lineup. I don't know a lot about them. Songer, popular among some of my friends, Thames, and that kind of finishes up the lineup. So overall, I think it's the most controversial lineup they've ever brought out. I think there's some gem bookings in there. I think my highlights personally across the headline and sub-headliners are Sam Fender, Loyal Kana, Bicep. See, I'll just skip straight past Saturday. Billie Eilish, Declan McKenna, Becky Hill, Steve Lacey in a way. I didn't even speak about Imagine Dragons, did I? Imagine Dragons got ridiculed when they were announced, but going through their catalogue, they've got a lot of songs and they're going to pull a big crowd, and a lot of people know their songs, so they'll be interesting to see. And I'm a bit worried they're going to have a small crowd because a lot of people are going to be waiting for Billie Eilish, so yeah, they might have not anticipated that quite right. But anyway, but I think this second wave, in terms of the smaller acts, veterans like me, veterans like Ruben, Jack Webb, TPD boys would have all known we wouldn't have got any sub-headliner size, we wouldn't have got any headliner size. I thought they might have got some special guests, but we might get one of them on the Friday or something towards the end, when they normally quite like opening the festival with that. But I've just realised Yard Act actually tweeted that they were opening the festival, so perhaps they're not doing that this year. The additions of the likes of Seagirls, Holly Humberston, Arlo Parks, Easy Life, Jamie Webster, Bakar, the Amazons, really cool. I like some of those bookings, and I've been quite vocal on that. I think that could have been a hell of a lot worse. So yeah, I'm not too down about that, but there's some really cool acts spread across there. It's the most controversial lineup, it's the most debated lineup that they've ever had. It's a lineup that didn't sell out, and I do think they spent a lot of the budget on the likes of Billie Eilish. Probably second then there would be the Killers, but I'm only guessing. I don't know much about festival money and booking sizes, but yeah, that's Reading and Leeds Festival. That's our reaction. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. We're going to break it down even more. I think we're going to hop on a call with Ruben and Jack Webb, and we're all just going to break it down and talk about it in depth. So look out for that one. But that was my 1 hour later assessment of the festival. I hope you guys did enjoy. More content's going to be on the way this year. I'm in my final year of uni, and in my last few months, so that's why the content has been slacking a little bit, and alongside work it gets a little bit crazy. So I'd love to do more content. I'm going to be planning on doing more content. Let me know what other content you want, what other festivals you want us to react to. We're going to be going quite hard on Glastonbury this year. I want to do a reaction video. I want to do like the festival essentials, but for Glastonbury, that sort of thing. So yeah, let us know what festivals you want us to cover, and I think that's all good. See you later, guys.